Hey everyone, welcome back to another week of What's for Dinner, where I share with you 4 of the meals that I've made throughout the week. My name is Stephanie and I really enjoy making these videos for you guys, so I would love if you would hit that subscribe button and stick around. And also don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any dinner inspiration. So the first meal that I have for you this week is chicken and dumpling, and I actually got this recipe from another fellow YouTuber. I got it from Susie from Susie B, and I just love this recipe. It is so good. I have done it I think 3 times now. So for this recipe you're going to need 1 rotisserie chicken, 4 celery stalks, 1 cup of carrots, 1 onion, 4 medium-sized potatoes, 1 cup of heavy cream or milk. If you do use the milk, you'll have to add 1 extra tablespoon of flour, a half a cup of flour, some Bisquick mix to make your dumpling, 4 cups of chicken broth, 1 tablespoon of dried parsley, and then some salt and pepper to taste. One great advantage of wearing contact lenses is that cutting onions will not make me cry. Take away the contacts though and that's a whole other story. So now you're going to cook your veggies until the onions are translucent. Once the onions are cooked, you're going to add in your flour, and you're going to make sure to mix it well so that all of the veggies are coated. And then you're going to start adding your chicken broth just a little bit at a time, mixing well, and this is going to prevent clumping. And then you're just going to go ahead and add your heavy cream, your chicken, your parsley, and your pepper. Then you're going to place the lid, lower the heat, and let it simmer. So while that is cooking, you're going to prepare your dumplings by just following the directions on the Bisquick box. Now if you don't want to use the Bisquick to make the dumplings, you can definitely make your own. "10 minutes before serving, you're going to add in your dumplings. And here you have it, a delicious chicken and dumpling meal. So every week I go on Pinterest and I pick a new recipe for my family to try. This week's recipe is brown sugar garlic oven baked pork chops. And for this recipe you're going to need 2 pounds of potatoes cut into 1-inch cubes, 3 tablespoons of oil, 4 pork loin chops, 2 tablespoons of garlic minced, half a cup of brown sugar packed, 3/4 teaspoon of salt, and a half a teaspoon of black pepper. So you're going to start off by preheating your oven to 375 degrees, and then in a large bowl you're going to add your oil, half a teaspoon of salt, and a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. You're then going to add your potatoes, coat them well, and then transfer them onto half of a sheet pan. In the same bowl, you're then going to cover the pork chops with the garlic, brown sugar, and the rest of the salt and pepper. And then you're obviously going to want to make sure to have clean hands for this next part. You're just going to grab your pork chops, transfer them into the bowl, and then with your hand, rub the brown sugar all over the pork chops. Once that's done, you're just going to go ahead and add the chops to the other half of the sheet pan. You're then going to cook it for 30 to 45 minutes or until the pork is at 145 degrees. So while the pork chops are cooking, I'm just going to go ahead and make a cucumber and tomato salad to go along with it. So right here I have an English cucumber and I have 3 tomatoes. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut those up. So now I'm just going to add in some Italian dressing and some white vinegar. I don't have actual measurements for this, I always just eyeball it. Then you're going to want to cover it up and put it in the fridge. The longer it sits in the fridge, the better it's going to taste. So this is how it turned out. I actually really liked it. The only thing I would change differently next time is I would probably add less garlic. I usually really like garlic, but for this dish for some reason I thought it was a little too much. But if you love garlic, you might just like it like this. But for me personally, next time I make this, and I will probably make this again, I'm definitely going to be putting less garlic. Next is a very quick and easy meal. We are having chicken teriyaki stir fry. So for this recipe, of course, you're going to need some chicken and then some veggies of your choice, frozen or fresh. We are having this Asian style stir fry frozen veggies. We're going to be having this over these chow mein noodles. And then I'm just going to be using this bottle of teriyaki sauce. So we love a lot of sauce in our stir fry, so we usually use about 1.5 bottles. And here it is. I just love stir fry. I love how versatile it is and how you can make it in so many different ways. Next up, we have sweet and sour meatballs. So for the meatballs, you're going to need 2 pounds of ground beef, 1 egg, 1 cup of uncooked minute rice, 1 onion minced, and 1/4 cup of milk. For the sauce, you're going to need 3/4 cups of vinegar, 1/4 cup of water, 3/4 cup of sugar, 3/4 cup of brown sugar, 1 tablespoon of dry mustard, and 1 cup of ketchup. So I'm going to start off by getting the meatballs ready and just mixing up all of the ingredients. Rings off, clean hands. Now let's get in there and get our hands dirty. Now for the sauce, I'm just going to go ahead and mix everything in the bowl. So I have this smaller side casserole dish, so I couldn't fit all of the meatballs in here, so I'm gonna have to do 2 batches. I also ended up doing a double batch of sauce because I felt that the 1 batch wasn't enough to cover all of the meatballs, and I just like to have some extra sauce to put on top of my rice. So now you're going to cook your meatballs at 350 for 1 to 1.5 hours. So I don't make these often because there is quite a bit of sugar in them, but once in a while is just a treat for me. This is something my mom used to make when I was a kid, and I just really like it. So that is it, you guys. That is it for this video. I really hope this gave you some dinner inspiration, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!